Hi everyone. So for the first question about what I found interesting about the play was how there was a play within the play, and I thought that was cool, and it really showed off the comedic aspects of the play, and I thought it was a cool contrast between uh, the play we previously read. And for the second question, one of the two values I thought was represented in the play was love. This is obviously seen between Hermia and Helena and Lysander and Demetrius and their whole love square, I guess. Um, but this is also seen between Hippolyta and Theseus, and also between Oberon and Titania. And so obviously this is a really strong theme in the play. Another thing that I felt was shown a lot in the play was like magic and dreams and like a surreal world, and you can see this with the love potion and all the problems that caused, and with how Nick Bottom turned into a donkey, and so there's another place where magic was used, and I guess like both those together just shows how love is magical, I guess. So one of the things I looked up was actually a characters list, because when I was first reading the play, I was getting really confused between who was talking and exactly what their part was in the play. And so obviously reading that and keeping that handy while I read the play really helped me understand the plot and the context in which all this dialogue was happening. For the fourth question about gender, I think in the play one can really see how women do not have nearly as much power as men, and how Hermia has to marry who Aegeus wants her to, otherwise she will be killed or be sent to live off her life as a nun. But this is also seen between Titania and Oberon, how his jealousy and how she's not following his will, and so he goes through the whole thing and like makes her fall in love with a guy who has a donkey's head. So moving on to question 5. I think the fact that all the characters in the play would have been played by men would have added to the comedic aspect, because I think the audience would have found it really funny to see all these guys running around the stage, just like falling in love with these other guys and just doing things that probably weren't typical of men at the time. And for my 2 questions, my first question is, what happened to the Indian boy that was Titania's, and then my other question is, what did you think the purpose of the play was? Like, what was Shakespeare just trying to make people laugh with this play, or did he have a deeper message?